So yeah, today's question is smallest subarray with a given sum, and it's an easy one. Okay, so let's take an example so I can explain you about the question. So suppose we have an array 2 1 5 2 3 2. Okay, so suppose this is an array and the question is smallest subarray with a given sum. So let's talk about what is subarray. Subarray is like a part of an array, but it's continuous. So suppose if 215, right? So let's write it down. 215, right? So here 215 is subarray of this array because it's continuous and it's a part of the current array, the main array. And if we take an example like 252, this is not a subarray, right? I know the elements are present in the current array, but it's not the sub array because it's not continuous, right? There is a gap, there's one, and there is other elements, right? There is 3, right? So yeah, so this is about the sub array. Now let's move to the question, like what it's saying. Smallest sub array with the given sum. So what it means about the smallest sub array. Suppose we have a sub array, like suppose we have a we have to find out the sum, like it's given number is suppose 7, right? We have several ways to make this sum, right? So like 1 2 and 4. No, the sum is 4 5 6 7, right? 7, and the size of this is going to be 3, right? But there is also another way, like we just do this 5 plus 2, and it's also 7. Here we are getting the same result, right? 7 7, but 5 plus 2, the size is 2 and it's smaller than 3, right? So here 2 is going to be our answer. This is what it means. Okay, now let's start. So yeah, we are also going to learn a new concept, that is sliding window, where I'm going to solve this question through sliding window. Okay, so let me explain you what sliding window is. You'll get to know at the end of the video like what the sliding window actually is. Okay, now let's start our main question. Okay, now I'm taking, okay, let me change the color. So this is the, suppose this is the end part, right, and this is the starting part, right? Now we have 2 and we know that 2 is smaller than 7, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this end part to the next element, right? Now this is the end. Now I'm going to add these elements, right? Now 2 plus 1 is still smaller than 7, right? So again I'll move this end here. Now 2 plus 1 plus 5 is 8, which is greater than 7. So this can be answer, right? But its length is 3, right? And we need to find the minimum length subarray. So let us assume like this can be the answer. So we are storing it somewhere. Suppose like I'm taking a variable min length and I'm storing it there and saying the minimum length of the subarray is right now is 3. Now, but there can be probability or possibility that we can find another subarray whose length is going to be lesser than 3. So now I'll move forward, right? But here we can see the value is greater than 7. What it means, we need to remove, right, some elements. We need to remove elements so I can add new elements to make it 7. Because if I add another element, right, अगर हम कुछ और elements इसमें add करेंगे, it's always going to be greater than 7, right? So now the current subarray is 215 and it should be continuous, right? So we need to remove from the end because we are moving forward, right? Like we need to from start because we are moving forward, right? So I'm gonna remove this 2, right? So हमने क्या किया, एक element भी remove किया है और एक number भी, right? So what I mean by element is like now the size is also removed, smaller, like it's 2, right? Because we have only 1 and 5. Okay, now I'll update my length also. Right now it's 2, but the value is also 6. Now we can move forward, right? Now I'll move my start to this point because I removed 2 from this part. Okay, now it's 1 and 5. Now my start is at 1, right? And now I can move this end to 2, right? Now I have 1 plus 5 plus 2. It's again 8, which is greater than 7, right? But we have already, so the length is also 3, and we already have this one, right? So we are not going to update that, and again we need to move forward. But yeah, if I move forward, right, if I add another element, right, it's going to be greater than 7, so we need to remove some element. So obviously I'm going to remove this 1, so it again make the length of the subarray 2, right? So here now I can check 5 plus 2 is equal to 7, right? So this can also be the answer. It should be equal to or greater than the given value, so it is 7, right? So what I can do, and now I have the length 2, which is smaller than 3, so I will replace this. Now our minimum length is 2. Now if I have to move forward, then the number should be smaller than 7, so I need to remove this 5, right? Now the length is 1. Now 2 is obviously smaller than 7, so here now my ends move towards 3, right? And I already removed the 5, so my start is going to be 2, right? Now 2 plus 3, we are going to calculate 2 plus 3. So yeah, here 2 plus 3 is smaller than 7. Yeah, we can move forward also again, right? Here 2, right? Now 2 plus 3 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is equal, right? And its length is 3, but we already have a length which is smaller than this one, that is 2. So from here we can find that 5 comma 2 is going to be the subarray whose sum is equal to 7, right? And the size of the subarray is also smaller, right? The answer is going to be 2. Yep. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.